Good morning student, myself Millie Sankla, and in today's session our subject design of precise concrete structure. We continue with our chapter, that is flexure design of precise concrete elements. Okay, and today we discuss analysis of member under flexure, or we can say bending. Now first of all we discussed about the introduction of this analysis of member under the flexure. Okay, now in introduction portion, here we discuss that the permissible stresses based on allowable stresses at transfer. Okay, that means our permissible stresses is based on allowable stresses at transfer. What is permissible stresses, that I will explain you. Okay, now second is that service stresses under the service load. Okay, stresses under the service load, that means our external load. Okay, there are compared with allowable stresses under service condition. Ultimate strength. Now what is ultimate strength? In ultimate strength, this is compared with demand under factored load. Okay, this ultimate strength we compared with demand under factored load. And the last one is the entire axial load versus deformation behavior study. Okay, this one is the introduction for analysis of flexure. Now one by one we understand what is permissible stress. Okay, first is permissible stress in design. Okay, permissible stress in design is the design philosophy used by civil engineers. Okay, the design ensure that stresses developed in structure due to service load do not exceed elastic limit. That means permissible stresses in design is the design philosophy that is introduced by civil engineers, and the designer ensure that stresses develop in structure due to service load, that means our external load, not exceed beyond the elastic limit. Okay, now second, what is service load? The important word is service load. Service load represent the actual imparted load on structure, that means actual load is acting on the structure. Now what is ultimate load? Ultimate load take the service load. Okay, ultimate load take the service our service load or our imparted load, that is act on the structure. Okay, now what is working stress method? Working stress method means structure material steel and concrete is behave elastic manner. Okay, simply working stress method means our material that we use in construction, steel and concrete, is behave as a elastically within our elastic limit. And factor load. Factor load is load multiplied by certain factor designed by code of practice to determine the strength of structural members such as reinforced concrete. To design we have to multiply with some factor. Okay, concrete and steel, and this is after multiplying by some factor, this load is known as our factored load. Okay, now next one, assumption. Same analysis of flexure under, we discuss assumption for flexure member. Okay, and we do the analysis of this flexure member in our precise concrete structures. Now first assumption is concrete is a homogeneous elastic material. Homogeneous means the properties of our material is same or similar kind in nature. Second, within a range of working stress, both concrete and steel materials behave elastically, that we already discussed. Okay, and here the concrete and steel is not withstand with small amount of creep, and this creep is subjected to the sustaining load that is acting on our precise concrete member. Now third one, plane section is before bending is assumed that remain plane after bending. This one is the assumption that our concrete member is plane before bending and after bending. Now the fourth one, precise concrete is one which there have been introduced internal stresses of such that magnitude and distribution the stresses resulting from given external loading is counterbalanced by desired degree. Simply the statement say that the stresses that induced due to internal forces is counterbalanced by stresses that induced by external load on our member. Okay, and fifth one, plane section remain plane till failure. This is known as the Bernoulli's hypothesis. And the last one, perfect bond between concrete and pre-stressing steel for bonded tendons. This one is the sixth assumption for analysis of member under flexure. Okay. Now next, here we discuss principle of mechanics. Analysis involve three principles of mechanics. First principle is equilibrium. Now what is equilibrium? Equilibrium of internal forces with external load. The compression in concrete C is equal to tension in tendon, that is T, couple of C and T equal to moment due to external load. Simply, equilibrium means our internal forces is balanced by our external forces. Okay, and here the moment induced by this compression and tension is also balanced by moment induced by our external load, that is act on our pre-stressed concrete member. Now second is compatibility. Compatibility means capacity. Compatibility of strain in concrete and steel for bonded tendons. Okay. Formulation also involve the first assumption, plane section remaining plane after bending. The unbonded tendons, the compatibility is in term of deformation. Now in compatibility means that is the capacity of that strain develop in our concrete and steel material, and in unbonded tendons what happen here, the deformation will occur in our pre-stressed concrete member. And third one is our constitutive, that means relationship relating stress and strain in material. Here we find out relationship between strain and stress in our material, that concrete and steel. Okay, this one is the principle of mechanics. First is our equilibrium, second is our compatibility, and third one is our constitutive. Okay, now important one, variation of internal forces in reinforced concrete and pre-stressed concrete. What is the difference between these stresses that happen, that produces in reinforced concrete member and pre-stressed concrete member? Here I take two images. This one is the section of our simply supported beam. Okay, and both beam is subjected to UDL load on entire span. W1 is at transfer stage and W2 is the load subjected to service load. Okay, now one by one. In reinforced concrete member under flexure, second name of flexure is bending. Value of compression in concrete and tension in steel increase with increased external load. Okay, and the change in lever arm jet not large. In second, in pre-stressed concrete member under flexure, transfer of pre-stress C is located close to T. That means compressive force is nearer to tendon force in our tensile force in our tendons, and couple of C and T are balanced by self weight. At service load, C shift up and lever arm jet gets large. Variation of C and T is not appreciable. Now we one by one understand this phenomena of internal forces and external forces in both reinforced concrete and pre-stressed concrete with this help of these two images. Now in first image, this one is our simply subsection of simply supported beam. This is subjected to load W1. Okay, C1 and T1. C1 that means our compressive force and T1 that is our tensile force, and distance between this is it is our lever arm. Z1 is our lever arm at transfer. Okay, now when this simply supported beam subjected to load at transfer, after it is subjected W2, that is the case of service load. Okay, that means our concrete member is exposed in externally and it is subjected to external load. At that time C2 and T2, that means again this one is the condition of compressive forces and tensile forces, and Z2 is the lever arm, okay, due to our service load. Now for reinforced concrete we can see that C2, that means compressive forces is greater than C1, and Z2, the distance of Z1 and Z2 is similar. Okay, here the lever arm is not changed. Now we discuss for pre-stressed concrete member. In pre-stressed concrete member, first is subjected to W1. and this dotted line is our central line, okay, and this line is for cable line. Now C1 and T1, C1 is compressive force and T1 is compressive, and this vertical distance between this C1 and T1 force is equal to our lever arm, and that is Z1 for a transfer condition. Then after our pre-stressed concrete member subjected to external load, in service load. Okay, now second time what happen, this will be go in upward direction. So distance of this Z2, that means lever arm is increased, and C2 and T2. Now what happen here? The C1 and C2 are similar, but the distance of Z2 is greater than Z1. That means second distance of lever arm due to service load is greater than first distance of our first value of our at transfer. Now one by one, what is the full form? C1 T1. C1 is the compression and tension at the transfer due to the self weight of structure, and C2 and T2, that is the compression and tension under the service load, or we can say external load. W1 is the self weight of beam, W2 is the service load, Z1 is equal to lever arm at transfer condition, and Z2 is the lever arm under service load. Okay, now for reinforced concrete member, C2 is larger than C1, that we already understand with our figure, and Z2 is similar to Z1, that means distance lever arm is not changed, but the force is C2 for our service load is greater than our self weight at transfer condition. And for pre-stressed concrete member, C2 is similar to C1, but our lever arm is Z2 is greater than our Z1. Okay, this one the internal force condition in reinforced concrete and pre-stressed concrete. Now next, analysis at transfer and at service. Here the two important stage of analysis, that one is transfer condition and second is service condition. At transfer condition, pre-stressing force of tendons is transferred into concrete, and after that our pre-stressed concrete member is subjected to external load in at service condition. Now analysis at transfer and under the service load are we assume that similar. They are presented together. Pre-stressed member usually remain uncracked under the service load. The concrete and steel are treated as a elastic material, because here we use a working stress method, and the concrete and steel are behaving as a elastic material within elastic limit. The principle of superposition is also applied here, that means only small displacement are allowing. Okay, and increase in stress in pre-stressing steel due to bending is neglected. That means when stress is increased, the deflection in pre-stressing steel is neglected. Now one by one, here we understand concept based on stress concept. Okay, analysis at transfer and at service is depend upon three conditions. First is based on stress concept, second is based on force concept, and third one is based on load balancing concept. Okay, now we discuss based on stress concept. Okay, first we discuss based on stress concept. Here simply supported beam is given, and this beam is subjected to uniformly distributed load on structure. CGC, that is the center of concrete, and CGS is the center of pre-stressing steel, and this central line is the neutral axis. Okay, and below the neutral axis eccentricity E is given, and the given section is rectangle section. Now here the following figure, simply supported beam is subjected to uniformly distributed load and pre-stressing with constant eccentricity E. That means here the tendons subjected to pre-stressing force with eccentricity E along the length of beam. Now from this figure, internal forces in concrete at section and the corresponding stress profile. The first stress profile is due to the compression P. Okay, now here when we apply the pre-stressing force, the concrete member subjected to compressive force. So first stress profile is due to compression P. Now second, profile is due to the eccentricity of compression. Okay, first one is due to compression P, and second stress profile is due to this eccentricity E. And third profile, okay, now the third stress profile is due to the moment. And at transfer, the moment is due to the self-weight of beam, and at service the moment is due to the service load. Okay, at transfer load, moment is due to the self-weight of beam, and at service the moment is induced due to the service load. Here we discuss three stress profile. First one is compression P, second is for eccentricity, and third one is for moment, and moment is induced self-weight and also service load. Now in next, this one is the stress distribution diagram. Okay, in approach based on stress concept, here we discuss stress concept. Stresses at the edge of section under the internal force in concrete are calculated. Here we find out stresses at the edge of concrete. Okay, and stress concept is used to compare and calculate stresses within allowable stresses. Now first, this one is the vertical section, and here pre-stressing force P is applying on this tendons, and moment is induced due to the external load and self-weight also. First is the stress due to direct stress P by A. Second condition is stress due to P into E. Okay, that means moment. And third is stress due to again moment. Okay, and this last figure is due to the resultant stress. Now F is equal to, first is minus P by A, second is equal to plus or minus PE by M by Z, and this one is the M by Z. M is equal to PE and Z is equal to I by Y. Then plus or minus M by I. Okay, again this one is M by Z and Z is equal to I by Y. Now second is based on force concept. Now we discuss about force concept. First, already we discussed the stress concept. Approach based on force concept is similar or comparable the study of reinforced concrete. Okay, it is similar to reinforced concrete that we discussed for pre-stressed concrete. Tension in pre-stressing steel. Okay, here the tension in pre-stressing steel and the resultant compression in concrete C considered to balance the external load. Simply, the pre-stressing steel, tension in pre-stressing steel and compression in concrete is considered to balance by external load. Okay, the approach is used to determine the dimension of section. What is the use of this force concept? The use of this force concept is find out dimension of section and also check the service load capacity. Okay, here in first figure, this one is the internal force at pre-stressing. Okay, first section is given where our beam is subjected to pre-stressing force, but here the self-weight of beam is neglected. And in second figure, internal force after loading, our force subjected, internal member is subjected to force, and here Z is the lever arm, and this one is the distance between compressive force and tensile forces, and C, this dotted line is our neutral axis, and above this eccentricity of concrete is given and below this eccentricity E is given. Ultimately Z, that means our lever arm, is the summation of EC and E. Now derive the equation of this based on force concept. Equilibrium equation are, here compression is equal to tension because we balance the compressive force and tensile force. M is equal to compression into Z according to this figure. Now here we find out moment. Here we take in T into Z also, or C into Z, because ultimately C is equal to T. Okay, so moment is equal to C into Z, and M, Z is the summation of EC plus E. Okay, that means moment is equal to C, compressive force, eccentricity of concrete, plus E. Now resultant stress in concrete at distance y from CGC, okay, that means centered of concrete level, is equal to F is equal to C by A, okay, plus M by Z. Here M is equal to C into EC, eccentricity of concrete, because we discussed for CGC, and Z is equal to I by Y. Substitute C is equal to P, because ultimately C is equal to T and T is equal to our pre-stressing force that we apply on tendons. Okay, so C is equal to P. Now here when I put C is equal to P, okay, then PEC or CEC is equal to M minus this PE. Okay, the right hand side C is shifted to left hand side and this positive value will be converted into the negative. So M minus PE. Now put CEC is equal to M minus PE, and finally we get the stress is equal to minus P by A plus or minus PEY by I and My by I. This one is the equation of based on force concept. Okay, later on in next lecture we discuss about balancing. Okay, just now we stop here.